Hey guys, my name is Don and welcome to the Savage Reviews. In today's video, we will be coming back to YouTube with a strong video, I hope. We're going to be reviewing Krypton Season 1, Episode 1, titled Pilot. Let's start with a synopsis, shall we? And it reads, Superman's grandfather, Seg-El, learns Krypton is in danger of being destroyed so that his future grandson will never be born. It's a pretty brief synopsis. There's not much to go off there, obviously. That clearly states the challenge of the season, as it is the pilot. This is definitely not episode to episode, especially after seeing it. Let's get straight into the breakdown of Scene 1. Now, we see at the beginning of the episode that they're in front of the council, in front of the voice of Ra, who has just come into power. And Seg-El's grandfather, Val-El, is being convicted of high treason, punishable by execution. Though their version of quote-unquote high treason is just him speaking out against the lies they're telling their people, which kind of gives me a vibe from like the beginning of the 100 Season 1, if you guys ever saw that. Now, the El family, because of this, becomes rankless, meaning they have no more guild, they are no longer El. They don't have the sign of hope. And it's at this point then that Vex rips the hope right off of Seg's chest. And they throw Vel down the abyss, or the ice as they called it. Now I like this scene, but there was the simple issue of that we don't have any context to it. Now I'm sure they're going to explain this throughout the season. They already got some explanation. But one thing I don't like about shows that start like this is that they lead to lots of explaining. Like, for instance, Iron Fist. All the explaining is what ruined that show for me, and I don't want it to happen to this show. Let's hope it doesn't. Now, we fast forward a little bit, and we get to that bar fight scene. 14 years in the future, where they're running a scam with the government, the corrupt government officials, the patrons at the bar are betting and gambling on the fight and see how long Seg can last. Interesting idea. But something that happened in that scene that kind of caused me to have questions. Who was the guy in the Detroit Tigers hat? We'll get to that soon. Just thought we should bring that up, get our viewers thinking. Next, Segward goes home. He's not very drunk, they say. He's definitely not. Either that or it's just bad acting. And his father asks him if he's still running that scam, and his reply is found very funny. He says, please tell me you're not running that scam still. And he goes, fine, I won't. Thought was pretty funny. Now, this is something that confused me. Potential plot hole. Seg's father works for the guild, but if you guys remember the scene, you can't go in that area of the city, I guess, if you're rankless. So how is his rankless father working for the guild? Maybe you guys have answers for that. Put it down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear your guys' explanations on that, theories or whatever. And then upon Seg taking his father's meds, he comes across another execution that's about to happen, and it brings up some more questions. What is Black Zero? Obviously a terrorist organization, but who runs it? Is it from the comics, or did they just make it up? Another thing I'd love to know. I'll probably have to research that after this video's up. And this arm bomb, is that Black Zero or another organization? Because if he set that off, it not only killed everyone in the room, but it also killed the other people that supposedly worked for Black Zero. So is this a suicide bombing type terrorist group? Now, after saving everybody from this man with the bomb, Seg was offered to become a part of the Vex family, to marry the Vex's youngest daughter. Now, one thing is, Vex wants to take the time to tell him that he remembers what he did to him all those years ago. But to what purpose? This isn't something you do to someone you want to bring into your family, is it? At least not in my experience. Now let's track back a little bit, a couple scenes before, to the Sagittarius training. Now they say passion isn't good for a fighter. I don't know how much sense that makes, because without passion, what are you fighting for? Doesn't make any sense. Now, in the training session with the Sagittarius, the Zod, decides she's gonna stab her daughter in the hand for asking for mercy. Which completely understand. But the reason I think this Zod girl, the younger version, is a better warrior than the rest is because she actually has passion. And let's continue. When you do, I don't know if, okay, then we have the scene where the Sagittari are, clearing the way for the voice of Rao. And the Sagittari decide they're going to use their power. They're going to bully an old man who's also rankless, which I didn't think was right. But this is something that's been bothered me during this episode. Seg will punch anything with a face. The overabundance of face punching in this episode really threw me off, and that's going to be effective in the rating. Now, we also find out that the Seg and Zod are together. Now, given the history of Superman, I'm surprised to see that the Els and Zods ever got along, and I'm excited to also see what separates them, what causes the family feud. Then you find out who the guy in the Detroit Tigers hat is. Adam Strange. Now, I don't know much about Adam Strange. I know he was in Young Justice. I do remember much about that. If you guys have any explanations for me, just drop those in the comments below. But when Adam Strange finds him, he tells him to go down to the fortress. Which, I was excited to see until I realized the outside of the fortress looks nothing like the fortress. So, and how does the fortress get from Krypton to Earth? I can't wait to find that out. I feel like an entire fortress didn't land there randomly after the planet exploded and look completely different. Now, I knew that they didn't have the family crest, but I didn't know the name L was outlawed, right? That was news. And another thing that was some news is that just because you become ranked again does not mean your family will be. Your family will still remain rankless even after you become ranked once again. Now, his father takes the Sunstone from him, but of course he takes it back. So, and his parents know a lot more about this than they lead on to know. They just say they try to keep secrets, and secrets don't usually work in these type of shows. Then you find out, in the next scene, there's no natural birth, which I'm pretty sure most Superman fans already knew. But what I didn't know is that your child's life is foreseen before his birth. And if that's the case, how were they so surprised when Krypton exploded? That's a mystery to me. Now, then you also find out that everybody is a game piece to Vex, which makes me think Vex is going to be a secondary big bad this season, aside from Brainiac. Now, we also find out that the Zod girl will be bound into another person as well, which I'm thinking could lead to the feud. So, I'm sorry about that. Let's continue. he once again he's causing more trouble leaving the Zod girl's house, and the Sagittarius can't hit a shot to save their life if their target's moving. But his mother does come to the rescue while he's running in a stolen skimmer, no less, which is basically a ship. Right? No. His mother gets him to the fortress and tells him everything that his father wanted to keep secret. That Val found out about the Brainiac and was executed for it. But then the authorities, during the explanation, found them. Of course, Seg was able to escape due to his mother sacrificing herself. And then his mother, just so she can be arrested and protect him, claims to be a part of Black Zero. But what she didn't anticipate was the scanners picking up 2 biosignatures. Now, this is, and then, obviously Seg's father sacrifices himself as well, which leads to an extremely anticlimactic scene. Neither the father or the mother took a shot. They both just died. No real fight to it. And all the fights that happened, that would have been a time that there would need to be at least some kind of struggle, right? No, that was anticlimactic, which hurt the episode. And where did his bar friend obtain the second skimmer? Where did he get that? Because he basically pulled it out of his ass. And I don't know. Also, we find out when Adam Strange comes back, and again, Seg punches him in the face, that that the cape is like an hourglass. If that cape completely disappears, Krypton's done. Superman's never born. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200K. Alright, guys. Overall, I thought it was a good episode. They could use some touch-ups here. They need to add a little more detail. Hoping the start of the next episode isn't as slow and dragged on, because I didn't like the start of the episode. Near the middle of the episode is where I really got hooked into it. But it was a pretty good episode. So let's drop a rating of 7.5 out of 10. Alright, guys. That is my review of Krypton Season 1, Episode 1, titled Pilot. Keep your eye out for future videos to come on the channel. My name is Don. This has been the Savage Review. Stay savage, guys. Peace.